Hello, YouTube friends, Heather and Jan. There's been a request to do some introductory finger picking techniques. Finger picking would be using these as opposed to something like this, which we call a flat pick or a pick. There's a Latin term you might hear once in a while, plectrum. This is all of those things. So for this technique, and sometimes you develop a very slight fingernail, which is not critical. And some people use picks. I have pretty strong nails, so I get by with this way. Now, one of the things I want you to not do, that some people do, but I want you to refrain from this habit, is you get your wrist planted down on the soundboard like that, and you. Because I don't know if you can see that, the tendons of my wrist are sticking up. They can put strain through there. You won't last too long, and you can develop like a carpal tunnel kind of situation. So to avoid that, here's what you do: just hold your hand out and let it drop. You can rest it on something like the guitar. Whoops. And I call that a dead man hand. I'm going to show that. Let me get this strap hook back on. There's a brand new strap too. And so it's just hanging there, not eating up any energy whatsoever. And if you look directly at your thumb and the index finger, they're going to form an X, but it's very acute angle. And then the top three strings on the top, the fingers to the top three strings, where they're just kind of resting, and they would be plucking upward. The thumb usually to the bass. You can develop more variety later, but here's just a C chord. F chord. G chord. If 3 fingers is too much for you, go ahead and start with just 2. And initially I just played the same bass note over. I deviated from that just slightly. So after you get that just comfortable, and you don't want, it should be kind of a nice, where it's just soft. And a way you can practice is if your approach, if you do it right in your temple, right behind your ear or something, if it's irritating to your scalp, to your hip, then just get to like you're just massaging it, just getting a little, it's that. So after you get them a little bit comfortable, we'll call it singing, we'll call each string ringing a voice. That's something that is used in music talk. And the way you phrase the chords, arrange the notes, a voicing. This is a C, this is a C, this is a C. Different voicings of the C chord. Then you can start rotating. Let's try low to high. That's index, middle, ring. F chord. Back to the C chord, sorry. G. G7. Then you can try ring, middle, index. And you can use these over the exact same music. It's just a different way to express a chord voicing. And when you spread the notes out, instead of playing them together, that's often called a blocked chord. They're all singing at once. When you stretch them out they call it arpeggio. And it sounds kind of like harp. And this is a type of harp. It's a derivative, a descendant of a harp. So we use spread the notes out like that. You call it arpeggio. And then you can also go down. I was inconsistent there. Let's try one more time. And when you get that under your muscle memory, then you can kind of intermix the two. Up, down, up, down. One thing I was hoping to put in the intro is that I want to demonstrate some more advanced techniques that you might not be able to do today, but that might open your eyes. Wow, if you just get that technique down, you can apply it a lot of other different ways. So we'll try and insert that in before I close this. Not much more to cover here. So I'm just basically going between a C and an F and a G or a G7 for all these examples, just to keep it. You can use an A chord to an E chord to a B7. I'll get back on point. Let's just go to the C, F, and G flavor, and then you can go little pauses. Then you can mix it with blocking. And then another thing that you might, when you get a little bit more used to it, is instead of just playing the same bass note each time, it's the C, which is the 3rd fret of the A string, the 2nd, or the 5th string rather. You can, some people grab it this way, and I don't. So, or up to the D string. And I can use the bar form, or I can just play the top 4 strings for the F chord. Here's the F. So for this one I went G, D string, B note on the A string, and make up a new one. Like there's a little game we had as a kid called Mr. Potato Head. You just take parts and just stick them somewhere, and you can use that. If you're playing a song, you can just get an endless variety. And then I included, I didn't include it here, but there's a YouTube video I shot of the Spanish folk song, which is using an open E, low E string, and on the 7th fret. So it's a A minor 4, B7 chord, now that's a little bit more advanced, but it's just expanding a little bit on the same principles we've taught here. more advanced setting, beside the Spanish one, I thought you might have like a jazzy voicing. Here's a C major 7. Well, I hope this helps you on your finger picking journey. Take care, guys.